Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Adjusting Journal Entries, Part 13, where we've signed a contract, but we're not paying any cash. This is essentially the inverse of what we explored in Part 12. So we've signed a contract for someone to provide services for us, but we have not paid them any cash. So when we sign that contract may be disclosed, but from a financial accounting standpoint, we're not going to be making any kind of recording of that in terms of a journal entry. However, we will record invoices as we receive them. We will be recording cash payments as we make them. We will be adjusting the accounts, mainly accounts payable and consulting services expense at the end of the year. Does not matter if we receive the invoice, rather have we received the benefit of the services. So let's go ahead and take a look at our example today. Okay, so right over here, we are 5/1/22. We're heading on our airport themes. We have loss signs an agreement with PDX, whereby PDX will provide LAS services for 1 year from May 1st through April 30th. LAS or loss agrees to pay PDX $9,000 per month for the term of the contract. So the contract signed on July 31st, PDX sends us an invoice. On August 15th, we pay them $14,000. On November 30th, they send us an invoice for $36,000. And then on December 5th, we pay them $22,000. So assuming that PDX performed all the services during 2022, we have to go through and input the transactions into the T accounts. Then we'll make our adjustment at the end. So let's go ahead and do this. We sign the contract. Because there's no cash being paid, there's going to be no entry for the letter A. Over here, PDX sends us an invoice for $27,000. So PDX did work for us. So I have to go through and record the expense. And if you think about it, does $27,000 make sense? Well, May, June, July, and this is $9,000 each month, right? So a total over here of $27,000. So we're going to go ahead and record consulting services expense on 7/31/22. I record my expenses with a debit. I'm going to credit accounts payable because I have received the benefit of those services, but I have not yet paid it. So right over here, this is going to be on 7/31/22. Okay, let's go to the next one. Over here, I pay them $14,000, right? So if I'm giving them cash, my cash is going to be going down. I'm going to show that decrease to my asset with a credit. Over here, this is going to be 8/15/22. For every credit, I need a debit. When I'm paying the cash, I'm essentially paying down the amount that I owe or on this account payable. So over here, I'm going to debit accounts payable because at this point in time, do I now owe them $27,000 once I've paid them $14,000? The answer is no. I now owe them $13,000. Okay, take a look at letter D. Send an invoice to us for $36,000. Let's think about this. So this is going to be for August, September, October, November. They're charging us $9,000 each and every month, total of $36,000. That's where that number is coming from. So right over here, going to do the same thing as I did in transaction B. So on 11/30/22, I'm going to debit consulting services expense for $36,000. I'm going to credit accounts payable for $36,000 as well. So over here, last one over here is on December 5th, 2022. I pay them $22,000 cash. It looks the same thing like C, except now we're doing it for more money. So this is going to be on 12/5/22. And then I'm going to debit my accounts payable on 12/5/22 for the $22,000. Okay, so we've gone through and we've put all of these amounts together. Let's go ahead and just total up our accounts. So pre any kind of adjusting journal entry, my accounts payable had a balance of $27,000. Over here for my consulting services expense, and that doesn't look quite right, but we're going to fix this right now. So it's 3614. Oh, there you go. Okay, right over here for consulting services expense, I have a balance of 63,000. Now, when I'm doing adjusting journal entries, my consulting services expense needs to reflect the amount of benefit I've received during the period. So how many months of benefit did I get during the period? Well, if I total everything up that's here, right? And I'm going to go ahead and add in one more month, which is going to be December. So when I add up all these months over here together, I'm going to get a total of $72,000, right? So basically they gave us an invoice for every month but December. So that kind of makes sense that this is going to be 72. Now, when it comes to doing the adjustment, right, I need to be at 72, but I've already recorded 63. What do I need to do get from 63 to 72? Well, 63 plus X equals 72. X is going to be equal to 9. This is why I love the accounting or the math that's required in accounting, okay? For every debit, I need a credit. I never, ever, ever want to credit cash because remember, when we're doing adjusting journal entries, we're not doing that. We're basically adjusting our liability. So I'm going to go over here, or assets, liabilities, expenses, revenues. I'm going to credit accounts payable. Once I do this adjustment right over here, my accounts payable balance is now at 36,000. Let's see if that makes sense. Well, if I've received a total of 72,000 of services and I paid on 8/15/22 and 12/5/22, I paid 14,000 and then I paid 22,000. So how much do I owe? Right over here, I'm going to owe them 36,000. This is the ending balance after I make that adjustment in my account. So I know I've done this correctly. So over here, the adjusting journal entry is going to be a debit to consulting services expense for 9,000, crediting accounts payable over here for 9,000. Our adjusting journal entry is always made on 12/31/22, and this is going to be to adjust or to record consulting services expense. So again, our liabilities reflect our future obligations. Our expenses reflect what we've used during the accounting period. So again, I want to thank you for liking and subscribing and joining us here on the channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great day.